Hello everyone, welcome to Maths Friendly. Let's start today's class. In today's class, we will do question number 2 of exercise 3.3 from chapter number 3, which is playing with numbers from 6th class Maths NCERT book. Now let us read the question. Using divisibility tests, determine which of the following numbers are divisible by 4 by 8. So we have to use the divisibility tests to determine that these numbers are, whether these numbers are divisible by 4 and by 8 or not. So how can we do that? We can do that by using the divisibility tests. Okay, so one by one I will solve each question. Here I have written A, B, C, D and E, but in the book it is given up to J, but there is less space, so I have not written all the questions up to J, but after rubbing that I will solve all the questions up to J. Okay, so now let us do question number A. We have to check whether this number 572 is divisible by 4 and it is divisible by 8 also or not. So what is the divisibility rule to check that? To check the divisibility of a number by 4, we have to see the last two digit, means the digit at ones place and the digit at tens place. If the number formed by these two digits are divisible by 4, then the whole number is divisible by 4. Okay, so we will check that whether the last two digit, that is 72, is divisible by 4 or not. So let us take 4 ones are 4, 3 carry 8, 4 8s are 32, the remainder is 0. It means 72 is exactly divisible by 4 because we got the remainder 0. It means the last two digits are divisible by 4. It means the whole number is divisible by 4. This is the divisibility test of a number by 4. Okay, so what can we write? We can write that therefore 572 is divisible by 4. Okay. Now we have to check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. So for that, what we have to do, what is that rule? We have to check the last three digit. If a number is of 4 digits, suppose if the number is 1572, so we have to check the last three digit, means the digit at ones place, tens place and hundreds place. If the last three digits are divisible by 8, then the whole number is divisible by 8. Okay, but here we have only 3 digits given in this question. The number is formed of 3 digits, so we have to check by the actual dividing this number by 8. We have to check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. Okay, so 572. So this is the divisibility rule of 8 to check whether a given number is divisible by 8 or not. We have to check the last 3 digits of that number. If the number has only 3 digits, then we have to do that actual division of that whole number. That whole number we have to divide by 8, and then we have to check that whether that number is divisible by 8 or not. So let us do that. 8 sevens are 56. So 1 carry. Okay, and 2 will come here. So 8 ones are 8, 4 is the remainder. It means that this number is not divisible by 8, because when we divide this number by 8, we get a remainder. It means this number is not exactly divisible by 4. If a number is divisible by 4, then there will be what? The remainder will be 0, but here we have got the remainder 4. It means this number is not divisible by 8. Okay, so what we will write? That therefore 572 is not divisible by 8. Now let us do question number B. We have to check that whether this number is divisible by 4 or not. So for that we have to check the last two digits, whether this last two digits is the number formed by this last two digit is divisible by 4 or not. If the number formed by these two digits is divisible by 4, then we can say that the whole number is divisible by 4. This is the divisibility rule for 4. Okay. So we will check 52, whether 52 is divisible by 4 or not. 4 ones are 4, 1 carry, 2 will come down, 4 3s are 12. The remainder is 0. It means this number is divisible by 4 because we got the remainder 0. Okay, it means this whole number is divisible by 4 because the last two digit, that is the digit at ones place and tens place, the number formed by these two digit is divisible by 4. So the whole number is divisible by 4. So what can we write? Therefore 72652 is divisible by 4. See, if we divide the whole number by 4, it will take more time. Then we can say that whether that number is divisible by 4 or not. But by using the divisibility rule, divisibility test, we can only divide the number found by the last two digit, and then we can say that the number is the whole given number is divisible by 4 or not. So we make use of this divisibility test. Now let us check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. So for that, what we have to do, we have to check the last three digit, that is the number found by these three digits, the digit at ones, tens and hundreds place. We have to see whether the number found by these three digits are divisible by 8 or not. If the number found by these three digits are divisible by 8, it means this whole number is divisible by 8. This is the rule for testing, the divisibility rule for 8. Okay, so what we will do, we will check for 8, 3, 5 and 2 are the last three digit. We will check whether it is divisible by 8 or not. 8 4s are 32, 3 comes and then 2 comes down. So 8 4s are 32. The remainder is 0. It means this number 352 is divisible by 8 because we got the remainder 0. So we can say that this whole number, this big number, a 6-digit number, is also divisible by 8. So what can we write? That 72652 is divisible by 8. Now let us do question number C. Which number is given? It is 5500. We have to check that whether this number is divisible by 4 and divisible by 8 or not. So what, for 4, what we have to check? The last two digits. The last two digits, if the number found by the last two digits is divisible by 4, then the number is divisible by 4. So the last two digits are 0, 0. So we will divide this number by 4 and check whether the remainder is 0 or not. Okay, so 4 zeros are 0, the remainder is 0. Again this 0 will come down, right? Then again for this we will check 4 zeros are 0. See, 4 zeros are 0. Okay, again now the remainder is 0. It means what? 0 0 is divisible by 4 because we got the remainder 0. It means this 0 0 is divisible by 4 because the remainder is 0. So this whole number is divisible by 4. What we can write? Therefore 5500 is divisible by 4. So from this we can conclude that if a number has 00 as its last two digits, it means that the number is divisible by 4. Okay, because see, this number has 00 in its ones and tens places, so then this number is divisible by 4. So we can conclude that if a number have 00 in its units and tens place, the number will be divisible by 4. Okay. Now let us check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. For that we have to check the last three digits, whether the last three digits are divisible by 8 or not. If the last three digits are divisible by 8, it means last three digits are this 500. If this last three digits is divisible by 8, it means the whole number is divisible by 8. So what we will do? 8 6 is 48, 2 0 comes, 8 2 is 16. 4 is the remainder. Okay, it means this 500 is not divisible by 4 because we are getting a remainder. This means the number is not exactly divisible by 8. So we can say that therefore 5500 is not divisible by 8. Now let us do question number D. 6000, whether this number is divisible by 4 and by 8 or not. So we have to check. See, the last two digits are 0 0. It means this number, in the previous question we have seen that when the last two digits are 0 0, the number is divisible by 4. So the last two digits are divisible, are 0 0. It means the number is divisible by 4. So we can write that the last, so what we have written, the last two digits are 0, then 6000 is divisible by 4, or any number, if any number is given, that number is divisible by 4. Now let us check for 8, whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. So what we have to do, we have to check the last three digits, that is the digit at ones, tens and hundreds place, whether the three digits, the number formed by these three digits are divisible by 8 or not. If the last three digits are divisible by 8, it means the whole number is divisible by 8. So we have to divide this last three digits by 8 and check whether it is divisible by 8 or not. So 8 zeros are 0, right? So what we will do, this 0 will go 0 times. 8 zeros are 0. Okay, again this 0 will come down. We have to check 8 zeros are 0. Okay, now again this, the remainder is 0. Again this 0 will come down and we have to check, is this, for this 0, 8 zeros are 0. The remainder is 0, right? Because 0 minus 0 is 0. So what is the quotient? The quotient is 0. Okay, and the remainder also is 0. It means that the number, this number 0 0 is divisible by 8 because we are getting the remainder 0. So this whole number is divisible by 8 because the last three digits are divisible by 8. So what we can write? What we can conclude, that when a number have last three digits as 0, the number is divisible by 8. Okay, so we will write that the last because when we divide these three digits, last three digits, that is 0 0, what we got? We got the remainder as 0. It means this 0 0 last three digits are divisible by 8. So the whole number will be divisible by 8. So what we can conclude, when the number has last three digits as 0, the number is, the whole number, however large the number may be, that number will be divisible by 8. Now let us do question number E. What is there in this number? 12,159. Whether this number is divisible by 4 or 8. 4 and 8 we have to check. So for 8, what we have to do? We have to check the last two digits, the number formed by the last two digits, whether it is divisible by 4 or not. If this 59 is divisible by 4, it means this whole number is divisible by 4. Okay, so 4 ones are 4, 1, 9 comes down, 4 fours are 16 and 3 is the remainder. It means we got a remainder. We have not got the remainder as 0. It means this number 59 is not divisible by 4. Okay, because we got a remainder other than 0. So we can write, that therefore this number is not divisible by 4. See this symbol, therefore I am writing, it means therefore in maths. Okay, this symbol, two dots will be down and one will be on the top of that. Okay, so it means therefore, right? In maths we write it in a short form. So what we can say, therefore 12159 is not divisible by 4. Okay, now let us check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. For that we have to check whether the last three digits, means the number formed by the last three digits, is divisible by 8 or not. If the number is divisible by 8, it means the whole number is divisible by 8. So what we have to check? We have to check whether 159 is divisible by 8 or not. So 8 ones are 8, 7, 9. Okay, So 8 nines are 72. 7 is the remainder. It means 159 is not divisible by 8 because we got the remainder as 7. We have not got the remainder 0. It means this number 159 is not divisible by 8. So this whole number is not divisible by 8. What we can write? Therefore 12159 is not divisible by 8. Now let us do question number F. What is there in this number? 14,560. Let us check whether this number is divisible by 4 or not. For that we have to check the last two digits, whether the last two digits are divisible by 4 or not. Yes, 4 ones are 4, 2, 0, 4 fives are 20, the remainder is 0. It means this 60 is divisible by 4. So the last two digits, that the number formed, that is the number formed by the last two digits, are divisible by 4 because the remainder is 0. It means that the whole number is divisible by 4 because the last two digits, the number formed by the last two digits are 0. So the whole number is divisible by 4. We can write that. Therefore 14560 is divisible by 4. Now let us check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. For that we have to check the last three digits, the number formed by the last three digits, whether that number, the number formed by this last three digits is divisible by 8 or not. If it is divisible by 8, then a whole number is divisible by 8, right? So 8 sevens are 56. The remainder is 0. This 0 comes down. Okay, this 0 comes down. Again 8 zeros are 0. Again the remainder is 0. So what we got? When we divide 560, we got the remainder 0. When we divide this number by 8, we got the remainder 0. It means this 560 is divisible by 8. So the whole number is divisible by 8 because the last three digits are divisible by 8. So we can write that 14560 is divisible by 8. Now let us do question number G. Let us check whether this number is divisible by 4 and 8 or not. So for 4 we have to check the last two digits, whether the last two digits are divisible by 4 or not. 4 twos are 8, the remainder is 0. This 4 comes down, 4 ones are 4. So the remainder is 0. It means this number is divisible by 4 because we got the remainder 0. So the last two digits are divisible by 4. It means that whole number is divisible by 4. We can write therefore 21084 is divisible by 4. Now let us check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. For that we have to check the number formed by the last three digits. Okay, last three digits. So we will see what is the last three digits. The last three digit is 084. Okay, 0 before a number, if 0 is written, the value is only 84. 084 means 84. 02 means 2. 01 means 1. Okay, so the number formed by the last three digits, the last three digits are 084. It means the number formed by this is 84. Okay, so we will check whether that 84 is divisible by 8 or not. So 8 ones are 8, the remainder is 0. Okay, again this 4 will come down, so we have to do 4. 8 zeros are 0 because if we do 8 ones are 8, then it will be greater than 4. So we have to check 8 zeros are 0. Okay, now the remainder is 4. It means when we divide 84, the quotient is 10 and the remainder is 4. We are not getting the remainder 0. It means 84 is not divisible by 8 because if it is divisible by 8, we would have got the remainder 0. So the last three digits is not divisible by 8. It means the whole number is not divisible by 8. So what we will write? We will write 21084 is not divisible by 8. Therefore 21084 Now let us do question number J. So we have to check that this number is divisible by 4 or not. For this we have to see the last two digits, the number formed by the last two digit. If this number 72 is divisible by 4, it means that the complete number is divisible by 4. So 4 ones are 4, 3 is remainder, 2 comes down, 4 8s are 32. Now the remainder is 0. It means this 72 is completely divisible by 4 because we got the remainder 0. It means this complete number, this 8 digit number is divisible by 4. So very easily we can find that the number, a very big number, is divisible by 4 or not by just checking the last two digit, whether the number formed by the last two digit is divisible by 4 or not. So we will write therefore 31795072 is divisible by 4. Now let us check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. For this we have to check the last three digit, the number formed by the last three digit, whether this number is divisible by, this last three digit number is divisible by 8 or not. Okay, 72072 are three digits and the number which is formed with this three digit is 72. Same as we can write 1 as 01, 2 can be written as 02, right? Or 10 can be written as 0010. It means if you include a 0 in the left hand side of a number, the value of the number doesn't change. It means what are the digit? See, the unit digit of this number is 0, the tens digit is 1 and the hundreds digit of this number is 0. Okay, now if this is the number, so the units place of this number is 2, the tens place of this number is 7 and the hundreds place of this number is 0. So if you wish, you can include this 0, and normally we don't write it like this, we write only 72. Okay, so 072 are the digits, with this three digits. Which number is formed? The number which is formed is 72, because including 0 on the left hand side will not change the value of the number. So we can skip this 0. 072 means 72 only. The number formed is 72. So we will check whether this 72 is divisible by 8 or not. Okay, it means 72 is completely divisible by 8 because we got the remainder 0. So what we can say that yes, the last three digits, the number formed by the last three digits is divisible by 8. It means that complete number is also divisible by 8. Okay, or if you wish to divide 072 by 8 and check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not, let us do, just for your satisfaction I will do this. See, we will check for the first digit 0. See, 8 zeros are 0, right? So we will write here 0. Okay, the remainder is 0 here. Now 7 will come down. Okay, and then again with this 7 we cannot divide this 8 because 8 is bigger than 7. So we will write 10 and we will take this 2 also down, right? Now what we can do is 8 nines are 72. Okay, so now the remainder is 0. It means 072 is completely divisible by 8 because we got the remainder 0, and the quotient we got is 009, which equals to 9, because including 0 on the left hand side will not change the value of the number. So 9 can be written as 009 or 009 can be written as 9. So the quotient of this question is 9. Okay, so we can say that this complete number is also divisible by 8. So we can write therefore 31795072 is divisible by 8. Now let us come to question number I. what is there in this number? It is, the number is 1700. We have to check whether this number is divisible by 4 and divisible by 8 also. Okay, so for this we have to check for 4 we have to check the last 2 digits. The last 2 digits are 0. Okay, it means this number is divisible by 4, because in the previous question in part C we have seen that if the last 2 digits are 0, it means the number is divisible by 4. So we can write like that, or I will show you by dividing it, that see how it is divisible. 4 4s are 16, 1 remainder, this 0 will come down. 4 2s are 8, 2 remainder, this 0 will again come down, and 4 5s are 20, the remainder is 0. It means 1700 is completely divided by 4, because we get the remainder 0. Okay, so if we see 0 0, the last 2 digits as 0 0, that is the digits at 1s and 10s place is 0, it means the complete number is divisible by 4. Okay, 4. So we can write, therefore 1700 is divisible by 4. Now let us check whether 1700 is also divisible by 8 or not. So for this we have to check the last 3 digits, digit at 1s, 10s and 100s place. If these 3 digits, the number found by these 3 digits is divisible by 8, it means the whole complete number is also divisible by 8. Okay, so what we will do, 8 8s are 64, 6 carry, 6 remainder, 0 comes down, 8 7s are 50, 56, the remainder is 4. Okay, so it means that 700 is not divisible by 8, because we are not getting the remainder 0, we are getting the remainder other than 0, the remainder is 4. Okay, so it means last 3 digit is not divisible by 8, it means the whole number is also not divisible by 8. So what we can write, therefore 1700 is not divisible by 8. Now let us do question number J. What is there? It is 2150. We have to check whether this number is divisible by 4 and by 8 or not. Okay, for 4 we have to see the last 2 digits, whether the last 2 digits are divisible by 4 or not. So let us check. 4 1s are 4, 1 remainder, 0 comes down, 4 2s are 8, 2 is the remainder. It means 50 is not divisible by 4. So this complete number is also not divisible by 4. Why this 50 is not divisible by 4? Because we are not getting the remainder 0, we are getting a remainder other than 0. It means this 50 is not divisible by 4. So this complete number is also not divisible by 4. So we can write, therefore 2150 is not divisible by 4. Now let us check whether this number is divisible by 8 or not. For this we have to check the last 3 digit, whether the last 3 digit, that is 150 is divisible by 8 or not. Okay, if 150 is divisible by 8, it means the whole complete number is also divisible by 8. So 8 1s are 8, 7 remainder, 0 comes down, 8 8 8s are 64. Okay, 6 is the remainder. It means this number is not divisible by 150 is not divisible by 8, because we are not getting the remainder 0. So it means that the whole complete number is also not divisible by 8. So we can write, therefore 2150 is not divisible by 8. If you like my teaching, then share the video with your friends and relatives and subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification of the upcoming videos. Meet you in the next class. Till then, take care. Bye.